Ooh, welcome back everybody. We're getting ready to start attempt number 3. And just as a reminder, you should be working towards, if you haven't gotten this far in just 2 escape attempts, don't worry. But we should have unlocked the bow, and maybe the shield. Hopefully you've gotten a nectar at least, and given it to Skelly to get the lucky tooth.
Which one?
And you've unlocked double dash, and maybe a Death's Defiance or 2 from the Mirror of Night. So that's where we are now. We've also got the Fated List. We're not going to strive too hard to complete these one by one.
A prophecy's been added to the list.
Hey, I got a new one. We'll just kind of take them as they come. And now we're ready to move on.
One more time. That looks like a Daedalus hammer.
So we get our first Daedalus hammer. Every weapon has different upgrades, and you get up to 2 each run. So let's see here. My favorite thing about the shield is what? Either the blocking, I guess I never mentioned its moveset, which I'll do shortly. Armor is just such a pain, I might take Breaching Rush.
Daedalus, wherever you may
But it has a normal attack which knocks foes away. It has a special that kind of hurls it and you can bounce it across people. If you hold it down, it charges up a thing and you can block while you're holding it, and you just charge it forever and then do what's called a Bull Rush. And I think that's it.
Each time the prince delves back into the underworld, its ever-shifting chambers realign to frustrate his attempts to perhaps map it out.
built to ensure no one gets out. We'll see about that.
And so now the Daedalus hammer upgrade I've taken makes it so that the Bull Rush does 5 times damage to armor.
That's what you get.
So Centaur Heart or Boon, you almost will always want to take a Boon there. Unless you're in,
Brimstones.
say, like the 3rd level and you only have 100 health. Then you might want to take Centaur Hearts over most things. The Brimstones shoot little lasers like that, briefly, but they have very little health, so...
As soon as you get up to Olympus, man, it's gonna be a feast like you have never seen. You mark my words. Now take this, and good luck.
I don't know what to take here. Probably just Drunken Strike.
How about another?
I think I'm going to be attacking more than special with this particular weapon.
You want to go?
Like I said, it deals a damage over time effect, so I can just hit once and ignore it. And it stacks. Up to 5 times. Woohoo. So again, I'll take the Boon. Oh, there's some armored foes.
Crashing wave. It's Uncle Number 2. It's got to be.
Oh yeah,
Then, in the name of Hades, Olympus may accept this message.
forgot we haven't seen this guy yet.
Ahoy there, little Hades. You recognize your uncle, do you not? We've a lot of catching up to do, but first things first. You get yourself out of that dour underworld. As for me, I'll see if I can stir things up a bit to cover your advance.
So for those who don't know, Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon were all brothers. We'll just take Tempest Flourish, it doesn't really matter. None of those were very good.
Should be of help.
He's all about knock away though. All of his boons add a knockaway effect to your whatevers. Which is nice if you're good at slamming people into walls. Oop.
A bottle of nectar.
Good nectar there, some gold, boo, but whatever. Excuse me.
Coin from the dead.
So now we have presumably a mini boss. And now it's the Doomstone,
Tombstone. Just great.
which occasionally shoots out 8 beams in the cardinal directions. And also continually shoots out these little mini stones that have beams that connect from the mini stones all across the room to each other and to itself. Once you get rid of its armor though, you can stun lock it. Just like anything. It's not hard.
One less giant evil crystal then.
Your next nectar, by the way, should go to Hypnos in my opinion. So save it if you get a second one. And then after that is the story person in Asphodel. So like we had Sisyphus in the last episode. Each level has a different kind of story related character. So save a nectar for the one in Asphodel. And then a fourth one should go to... Let me check my notes. Who is it? Oh, why can't I remember? Oh, we already gave... No. Yeah, Athena and Aphrodite. So, that's where all your art nectar should be going. So, if you haven't filled out all those people, then you shouldn't get rid of any nectar.
In the name of Hades.
And there's another nectar right there. Or we can do peer pressure, which is nice. But I think, again, this early...
Sweet.
Oh, and speaking of the devil, there's
Damned
Sisyphus.
Lost souls with nowhere left to turn congregate in deepest Tartarus, where they fuse together with the earth itself into odious forms which defy description.
They basically turn into big crystals.
Yeah, there's your description.
Your Highness. Hey, Prince Ed. Must look like I'm slacking off with the old boulder here, but I was just getting back on my feet. The Fury Sisters don't often leave me be. Where'd they go, anyway? And, what are you doing here?
Oh, you know, just out on a little stroll.
Oh, I forgot, we haven't seen
Do me a
Sisyphus.
favor, though.
So
You see the
ignore that
Fury
thing I said
Sisters, let
earlier.
them know I was headed down the way I came from, will you?
I don't know if you can hear any banging. I apologize about that. My cats are going wild.
No, all right. I hear you loud and clear, Your Highness. I'll just go about my business now, and you take care.
So Sisyphus can give you either healing, darkness, or Charon's Obol. And since healing always resets, and the Obol always resets at the next run, you should always take darkness. No matter what.
Selection there.
Cheers, mate.
You can do this.
Back here. Ow.
Gods grant me strength.
So I guess I'll power up the Drunken Strike. I'm using that a lot more.
Extra blessing.
Ooh, and some keys. This is great. I basically two-shot the witches and one-shot the numbskulls. Ow.
This can unlock a weapon back at home.
And another key. It must be my birthday. So these things just endlessly spawn numbskulls. They're pretty, oh my gosh. I was gonna say they're pretty easy, and then 4 of them appeared with 2 louts. Alright, that wasn't so bad.
I can use this to unlock a weapon.
Go to the shop. We're gonna keep going to the shop for a while.
Charon's shop.
Buy darkness.
Don't spend it all in one- Hey, Charon.
Talk to him if
there
he's got the
happens to be
exclamation
something really
point.
horrible awaiting me beyond that door, then give me a sign, won't you? Great.
Good of a sign as any, I guess. Alright, let's do this.
Hello, Meg.
And there you are again. Lord Hades ought to lock you up rather than let you run amok in his domain like this.
I'm sure he'd welcome all this feedback from you, Meg. Or maybe you're just pining for my father's job.
I have no envy for your father's position. Besides, I happen to enjoy my own responsibilities.
By the way, when you see her do that little twirl and then get down on one hand, that means this is the last dialogue box before the fight.
You've got a lot of nerve.
So the shield is great for this because you can just block all of these. Yeah, and then followed up with an attack. It's great. Woohoo.
Wretches of Tartarus, come in. You little brat.
Ow.
Let's end
I'm
this.
getting easy peasy. It might take a little bit of time, but and there we go. Once you get the hang of it, Megra becomes quite easy.
This holds some sort of power, but for what? Well, Father. My keepsake
So-
collection. Just what the house contractor ordered.
If you've been keeping up with me, you've unlocked the keepsake collection between worlds. Once we get more keepsakes, we can change them. But right now we just got the one, so no worries there. Check this out. Nothing I care about.
See you,
And moving on.
Thomas. Clear.
So things are looking good. We haven't escaped yet.
Change of scenery, at least.
Nor do I expect to. I don't expect to do any escaping. Oop, hang on.
Within the suffocating heat of Asphodel reside the vast majority of those who lived upon the earth and died. There they persist until the end of time.
Or until I crush their bones to dust.
So I don't expect to escape until we get a couple more mirror upgrades and unlock a specific weapon. Easy peasy. So you can use the Bull Rush both defensively and for maneuverability. And I love how the hangover persists even when those skull crushers are in the air.
Off we go.
I would like some gemstones. These guys like to dig underground and reappear. Ow. So there's a shop. So we'll take it. It's only been 2 chambers and we already got the first shop, I think.
Market.
I don't know about time-wise, but chamber-wise, I'm pretty sure Asphodel is the shortest of the realms.
The searing flame and ashes of the river Phlegethon mean nothing to the ferryman Charon, who travels all the waters of the underworld bearing the dead, the damned, and all their fineries.
I do enjoy dead people's fineries.
There's a key. Now this place usually is a big pain. As you can see, you get these 4 armored witches that just shoot a ton of orbs at you. But luckily, we are uniquely equipped to handle it, I think. Because not only do we have the shield that can block them all, but we got the Daedalus hammer that tears through armor with bull rushes.
And don't come back.
Try to get him to move around a little bit so I can get a better angle. There we go. Now, here's where I gotta think, because I've got 2 nectar. I want to make sure I always have 1 to give to Hypnos until I give him at least 1. And I want 1 for someone called Eurydice. She's like the Sisyphus of Asphodel, meaning she's the chamber that comes up every so often that has a story-related character. So I think I'm gonna wait on Aphrodite. I want to give 1 to her for some of the weapon builds that we're gonna be taking advantage of later, but not immediately, so we don't need to give her a nectar just yet.
You've had a brush with Megara the Fury, haven't you? Oh, I know a thing or 2 about that one. Though lately we Olympians no longer mingle with those living in the underworld. You're the only exception.
And for her, ooh, Dying Lament is good. In fact, I think I'm gonna take it. Every time we kill an enemy,
Fabulous.
it damages everyone around him and causes weak.
The act of sorcery often ends in an untimely death and an eternity in Tartarus for careless souls, though some are able to perfect the trade and take up permanent residence elsewhere.
I'm sure the witches' circle will reconvene soon enough.
Okay, moving on.
Wait, Vegas.
this out, get some darkness, maybe get some healing while I'm at it.
Good.
So we got a centaur heart, which is actually looking pretty good right now because we only have 75 health. But that's still okay to go for boons.
Bone rakers. More to fight.
Gosh, there's a bunch.
In the name of Hades.
It's probably peer pressure. It spreads the hangover to other foes every 4 seconds. Problem is, I don't expect the foes to last 4 seconds. And then they have to be near other foes. Is the chances of that happening higher than having 3 or more foes afflicted at the same time? Probably not. It's probably better to do bad influence. So now, here's an interesting thing, right? Is I was just complaining about not having enough health, and there's a centaur heart. And if, again, you're counting the number of stores, then you know this is a free centaur heart. You don't have to go through any battle to get it. Because this is our second shop. Second shop always leads to a freebie. Although usually... that might not be the case. Usually we've come across a mini-boss room in between the two, and we haven't done that. So maybe this is a rare exception. Either way, I'm gonna go with the shop. We're thinking long-term here, not short-term. Oh, no. This is the room before a boss. Yeah, I'll get some heals. We might actually go kind of far. I say that, but then watch, we'll get our butt whooped in Elysium.
Big one, huh?
This phase 1 I like to be very aggressive because the bolts are slow enough to where you can dodge them without using the pillars. Alright. Remember, if you've got bad influence, you want to try to spread it around, because you deal bonus damage if you have 3 enemies afflicted. That's weird. Sorry, I was not prepared for that. Usually he always starts with a head slam.
Die.
Alright, we might lose a Death's Defiance here. Oh, there it is. Look at that.
No.
It's being weird. Remember, my Bull Rush deals extra damage to armor. Oop. So the purple ones, by the way, shoot those little waves, if you haven't noticed. I forget this is only the second time I've encountered this person, and the blue ones do head slams. Ow. I might lose 2 Death's Defiances. Phase 3 always has him doing 3 head slams, and then one of these. Ooh. Careful you don't get too close to the lava. And there we go.
That's what you get. Mine.
Grab my lovely diamond, and we move on.
Off to taint Elysium again?
Get some more health.
To the top.
And indeed, we're off to taint Elysium.
Another day or night in paradise.
The enshrouded river of forgetfulness, Lethe, flows through the hallowed chambers of Elysium, numbing old pains and memories of the most noble shades residing there.
I'll have to give them new pains to recall.
Let's go with the palm over the gold.
Long spears.
Everybody up here just has so much health.
Just getting warmed up.
Now, yeah, careful of those little centaurs off to the side there. They are traps, and will occasionally stab anything that comes near. Oh, what?
Not so fast. Good enough to eat.
Okay, so let's get probably either Dying Lament or Bad Influence. I'm not really sure. And we'll just do Dying Lament. And then go for a new boon. That's exciting.
Let's see how quickly I can slay you all.
That was quick. Haha. So yeah, be careful of those things. But we can try knocking... Oh, never mind. I was gonna say try knocking strongbows into that corner there. But never mind. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, it's easy to forget about the butterfly balls because they only deal 3 damage, but that builds up. And I'm about to die.
That's what you get.
I'm being kind of conservative here. There we go. Alright. There, we got there.
You traveled rather far down there since last we met, my kid. And that means you have dealt incalculable death. I must commend you thus.
Alright, and maybe Curse of Vengeance is good. Blade Dash is also good. Let's do Curse of Vengeance. I don't think I'm gonna last much longer, so it doesn't really matter. Now we start getting Centaur hearts. Again, maybe too little too late, but hey. Careful of the strong bows, they will have those little cursors, and then they'll fire. You can hide behind pillars, you can have well-timed dodges if you're good enough. Just know there's a little delay between the cursor disappearing from you and them actually firing. And you might have noticed that one respawned. And the witches here will shoot one giant ball that breaks up in every direction when it hits an obstacle, or after a certain amount of time, so be careful with all of that. Yeah, ideally with the shield you want to pin your enemies against the wall in the corner. Something like that. Ooh, what do we got here? Ugh. So we can get Hydrolite, it bumps us some health every time we enter a chamber. And whatever. And then... Ooh, I'm not using my special much, but... I do happen to know Poseidon has these two specific boons that increase the number of resources you get. So a lot of times in a vacuum, it's good to just go with him. So I'm gonna do it. Especially early on, when resources are everything. And here we have the giant butterfly ball, which is very annoying. He will constantly spawn these little eyeballs, and notice there are weapons scattered all around the place. And so you can either run around and try to stop the eyeballs from spawning into enemies, or you can just go for the butterfly ball itself. Because as long as that ball is there, those eyeballs will continuously spawn. And yeah, it's like I knew I wasn't getting out of that alive, so my heart wasn't really in it. But for that one, I find it best to try your best to go for the butterfly ball at the get-go and try to down that thing rather than trying to clean up all the ads. So let's talk to Hypnos.
Looks like somebody just found out that some types of butterflies are incredibly dangerous, especially the ones that come swarming out of those soul catchers. If only you could just not have a soul or something, then they'd bother somebody else.
I'll get right on that.
The system behind the dialogue in this game is just incredible. You can look up how it's run, but it's ridiculous. If you have your second nectar, then go ahead and give it to Hypnos.
Surprise, Hypnos. I got you this.
Whoa, 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 you can't bring that in here. Just kidding. Thanks. But wait, I'll trade you. Look.
Cheers, Hypnos.
And we get his keepsake. Again, make sure you go around and talk to anyone with an exclamation point.
Achilles, is it really true that Cerberus ripped the lounge up right after I left? He must have gotten in a lot of trouble.
I only wish you could have seen it, lad. The place looked like a vineyard after a typhoon. Your Lord Father was livid, but he never gets so angry with the dog. Poor Dusa, though, she's picking the place up.
Oh no. I wonder what became of Dusa. She's always worried Father's going to fire her, even without something like this.
Dusa will meet momentarily. Might be my favorite character.
Call my chambers a mess. Look at your desk, Father. Whatever happened to your court musician, huh? Where's his sentencing parchment work? Stuck in Tartarus all because he stopped singing for you on command?
My desk is far more organized than you, boy. And if you're so concerned about our court musician, why don't you commute his sentence yourself? Seeing as I haven't gotten around to it yet.
Sure, happy to oblige. I'll just ask the house contractor since you're too busy. Contractor, mind locating the court musician's sentence when you get the chance?
So if you want, you can go check on the prophecy you just got. But spoiler alert, it indicates you free the court musician, which you can do right here and right now. So long as you've gotten at least one diamond, which if you've beaten the bone hydra, then you'll have one. And I suggest getting it immediately.
In the name of Hades, I commute our court musician's sentencing effective now.
Oh, hello.
Ah, Orpheus.
We do this because it unlocks a new character to talk to. And then next up on the list after the faded list is the keepsake collection, which we already got. And then it's this lesser plunder, so we gotta save up a little bit.
Oh, hello, Zagreus. I understand you liberated me from my eternal punishment. And so I have returned to serve your father here. Thanks.
Orpheus, you're back. Look, don't get on Father's bad side like that and you're going to be fine. Besides, right now I think he's angry with me.
I grieve for you, my friend. But if you've come to ask me for a song, why, I'm afraid I must stand firm about my answer.
It's all right. Father can't make you sing if you don't want to.
And so that should fulfill that prophecy that we just got. I think, maybe. I don't know. Alright, let's listen in.
We each have our commitments to this house, Megara. There is no shame in yours. And whilst your sisters are away, you bear their burden of responsibility as well.
I understand. It's just... Am I supposed to keep pretending nothing's changed? This house is cracking at the seams, and no one's going to admit it?
The house shall stand eternally. Although in what condition, it is ours to decide. Our obligation is to keep the house in order.
I know. You're right, of course you're right. I'll do my best. I'll do my best for both our sakes, Nix.
What was that about?
No. Oh, there we go. Alright. So whenever you see the prophecy fulfilled, make sure you check on the list.
Pleasure doing business
And pick
with
up
you,
your rewards, which for that one, you get 80 gemstones.
Tartarus is gloomy enough without Orpheus in it.
And for meeting all of the gods, we get 3 nectar.
My extended family seems an interesting lot.
So with our gemstones and our nectar, let's head back to the house contractor and get that plunder and others. We can get the lesser plunder.
I'm hereby authorizing this expenditure, and I look forward to seeing the result.
Which will allow treasure troves to pop up from time to time in certain chambers that get more resources. Then we want the urns, which give, well, you can read it. Chambers may contain urns with 5 gold.
House contractor, my good shade, have yet another job for your distinguished team.
What is it that you're on about?
And that unlocks some new things, which you can scroll through if you want to get rid of those pesky notifications. And then after that, we want to get the 2 fountains, the ones in Asphodel and Elysium, which I unfortunately do not have the gemstones for both.
Since Father's not paying us any heed, what say we go with this assignment, contractor?
Keep it down.
I put that off a little bit because you don't get to Asphodel and Elysium as consistently quite yet. We can talk to these guys.
Doing
You know,
right.
I was quite a big deal when I was alive. Cause of death, old age. And I love the eye roll. Oh, brother. Alright, now let's check out the mirror. I'm still, yep, saving up for 500, so still not there. And then let's unlock any weapons we can.
Need some practicing?
And talk to Skelly, so let's unlock the spear.
Let's see what's in here. Baratha, the Eternal Spear. Join my pursuit.
Which you can use the spear if you want. It has long range, which is nice. So I can stand way back here and still hit him. Look at that, all the way back here. Its special can throw the spear, and then you hit the special again to recall it back, and it hits on the rebound as well. And then you can hold the special down for a spin attack. When it hits max, you do that. And then dash strike is nice too.
The courtyard of the House of Hades is kept neat and orderly, in contrast to the terrifying sprawl that lies beyond.
It's not that orderly, really.
But again, for now, I'm just going to use whatever weapon has the Dark Thirst until we unlock my favorite weapon.
Blade of the Underworld. I need your strength.
And you can check
interesting.
your new keepsake, which gives you a one-time boost of 100 gold. And so what I like to do is I like to use this at the very beginning for Tartarus when the game is the easiest, because it doesn't actually add any benefits, doesn't increase damage or anything. And then we get the 100 gold, and then when we get to Asphodel and can switch to the new keepsake, you switch to this, and you get to keep your 100 gold.
Should help.
Gotta say, you're really getting somewhere, boyo. I'm pretty impressed here. And they don't even pay me to do that. I'm just supposed to stand around.
Appreciate the vote of confidence, mate. Maybe you're right, and someday I'll get out of here. Hey, if I never come back, you won't just be stuck here forever, will you?
That's a good one. No, probably not. Wasn't anything in the old contract about that.
Alright, and next time we'll pick up on escape attempt number 4. Until then, stay safe.